One of the things that families will find out about us is we use this term, this team model, and this is kind of the framework or backbone to what we do academically. And ultimately, for the parents listening, for the parents researching and thinking, one of the big things that boils down to here is that 3 days a week, all of our teachers will meet in their quote unquote teams to discuss the students that they co-teach. And they do that for an hour, 3 days a week. So when you multiply that over a year, 2, 3, 4 years of time, that's a lot of time that our teachers spend thinking about, caring for, discussing, and working together to get the most out of our students, regardless of where that student is and what their aspirations are. And it's a real team effort. And we make sure that our teachers meet in these teams on a very regular basis to support parents, to support their goals and objectives, but also support and challenge appropriately our students during their journey too. So we have an arts scholar, a global scholar, and a recently added STEM scholar program. And these can be a 1-year program if you are on the back half of your experience coming to Brewster, or it can be a multi-year program and experience if you've come in the earlier years, grade 9, grade 10. And so these are great signature programs where students will ultimately receive certificate of coursework that they can show and talk about at great depth and clarity when it comes to their college application and that process, and ultimately deciding maybe what school, university, or college might be the right fit for them. We're excited about including and bringing in the STEM Scholar program here as we continue to expand our course offerings. And our global program will have an arm or an extension to it that works alongside our school over in Madrid, Spain, which is a great venture that we have. That is a terrific addition and offering for our students, regardless of where they come from around the world as Brewster students here in Wolfboro. The field trips, that's something we do as much as possible on weekends. One signature program that we also have is in February. It's called the interim period. And that is a week to 10 days when our students will put away their chemistry books, their physics books, US history, and they'll take a micro course. And these micro courses they would sign up for, they change year in and year out. And what they do is provide an opportunity for our kids to engage in a different type of learning, work with potentially a different teacher, whether that be here on campus or somewhere further afield. And so, for instance, we've had students who are very much curious about marine biology, and they're going to go on a sailboat in the Key West, southern part of Florida, and have that experience and opportunity. This year, we're adding a trip to France. And so if that's something that's a curiosity, maybe you're taking French, maybe you're curious about art history, that could be a great course and a great opportunity to go to France with that group. Our 9th graders specifically, they will go to the southwest corner of Spain to a small city called Cadiz. And that's their introduction to international coupled with education. And that's the beginning of that Global Immersion Scholars program that we have if they choose to do that. So there's great opportunity for our kids, regardless of what grade, both domestically and internationally for our kids. They've done dog sledding classes, they've done ski trips. So there's great options again, and they do vary year by year based on student interest and faculty interest as well. On a given year, there's probably about 25 to 30 clubs that we offer. We just had the club fair last week when all of our students went around in our student center and learned about clubs. Most students here will sign up for one club. It will meet regularly on a defined time, and then over time, students will sign up for multiple clubs. I think potentially the most impactful club, it might sound funny, but is the dog walking club. And many of our students here, they grew up in families and houses where there might have been a pet. Part of going to boarding school is you leave your family, right? And so for a number of our students, they very much enjoy that ownership and that opportunity to take care of a dog on a daily or multiple days a week basis. And you could be a student and you could be assigned a dog on campus, and you get to engage with and take care of and support that dog. And I do think that that's a really valuable piece for our kids, to get that idea of being still at home while being here at Brewster. We have small dogs to really big dogs, so whatever your comfort level is, you can do that, which is a great affordance for our kids. I think for another club I would want to talk about that is incredibly rewarding for our kids is more or less community service in regards to working in the town of Wolfboro. And so Brewster has a big presence in the town of Wolfboro. And a number of our kids will go and work with senior citizens, elderly people, and that is incredibly rewarding work where they go and engage with and enjoy and have fun with senior citizens who reside here in communities here in Wolfboro. I think as our kids, and what I've heard as our kids as they do it, they really appreciate the time and the relationship that they build with those senior citizens over, even if it's just 1 year or multiple years. And what we've heard from those organizations is that it really provides longer life and opportunity for those senior citizens to enjoy and interact. As a parent of a 8-year-old in the public school, our students going to the local elementary school and having fun with those students of that age group is great too. And I think it's a great relationship between the town and the school and our students and the younger students that have a lot of fun, whether it be at their school or coming onto our campus and having fun on our campus as well. And so there's great opportunities, but there's about 25 to 30 clubs on a given basis year by year for our kids here. Early September every year, we have a head of school holiday called New Hampshire Day. And so our entire student body went off into 6 different locations within the local portion of New Hampshire. They gave back. They did community service. They might have done grounds cleanup. They might have engaged with local people of all varying different degrees. So that's something that's really important to us, that we make sure that our kids continue to look beyond themselves. Now, I will say community service is not a requirement here at Brewster, and we're lucky in that we've not had to make it a requirement. Our thought process is that if you make it a requirement, it loses the essence and the idea of being community service, right? So it's important for us to make sure that we continue to have a culture and a community of thinking beyond yourself, giving back and thinking about things that are bigger than your personal being. Compared to my experience at other schools, it's one of the unique pieces. We have many dorms, but no dorm larger than 24 students. So we think of them more as houses. So on average, we have dorms of about 18 kids, 16 kids. They live in a range of doubles with small number of triples, with our dorms having multiple faculty apartments connected to the dorms. To the parents out there, what's great here is that our dorm parents will be on 3 or 4 nights a week. So there'll be more repetition, more connection, more relationship built because of the frequency in which our dorm parents work within the dorms that they oversee and reside in. And so I live, for instance, in a dorm with 3 other faculty units. There's 4 total in a dorm with 24 kids. So it's very much tight-knit, very much community-based, and we like that. We want to have that. We want to be able to have that rapport and relationship with our students within the dorm. So ultimately, it's somewhere between 6 to 12 rooms on average within our dorms for our students to share.